All right, let's talk a little bit about OpenWater's Event Cloud. You know, it's a little hard to talk about events without being a little emotional. So I pulled out a couple of pictures from our archive, and the journey of OpenWater is very much tied to our experiences at ASAE. So not only am I CTO of OpenWater, but I'm also the co-founder. So, long time ago, when I first learned about the association world, our first customer was the American Society of Military Comptrollers, and Jennifer there was like, "Hey, Kunal, you should check out ASAE. Here's a book. Here's a book of the ASAE executives. Go check it out." So a few years later, we could finally muster up enough money, and we could come to ASAE, but this time as just attendees of industry professionals. Fast forward many, many years, and in this picture here, you see myself, you see Tim Spell, my co-founder and CEO of OpenWater, and you see Jordan, who had told us that, listen, for us to really get to the next level, we're going to have to show up and have a booth and really get to know people in person, not just through what we're doing here, Zoom. So this is a long time ago, and this is the first picture of us at ASAE Tech with our OpenWater booth. You fast forward to this was just the year before COVID, and we had made a big push. We'd become an ASAE event partner, and I'm very proud of this picture here. It was our first time at ASAE. This was ASAE marketing. We had a 20 by 20 booth. You'd come down the escalators, and right there you'd see the OpenWater booth. So we're very, very proud of that. And then from then, we were at ASAE Annual, we're at ASAE Tech, and then unfortunately, COVID hit and it kind of pivoted everything. So we really do miss you. I mean, I remember my experience at ASE Annual. It was my first time meeting customers that we had serviced for 5 or 6 years, and I was getting hugs. So in this era, I can't imagine we'd have a trade show and there'd be hugs as a standard thing. But a wave from 6 feet away, I really miss that, and I hope that soon we're able to meet again in person. All right, well, enough about us missing you. Let's talk about what we're doing to help this community and, see where the future's headed. So let's talk about OpenWater Event Cloud. So in part one of this, I talked about our collections module. That is really our abstracts collection and sessions collection. It's very, very robust, and that serves as the pillar of how we believe Event Cloud can help you now and into the future. We provide a conference website, we provide a collections app, and then we provide a lot of optionality of where to show that material. So today it's virtual conferences and live stream sessions. It's in-person conferences where you might push that data to a mobile app. Where it's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we're going to continue to iterate and integrate with those best of breed solutions. And in the meantime, provide options to help you run your conferences both in person, virtual, and hybrid. So instead of matching your look and feel and branding it to your website, we realized in the conference world it makes sense to have a really refined template that matches your branding, but is optimized for disseminating content around your conference. So here although we can match your look and feel and branding, we really recommend you start off with our template and you provide us information in a set format to provide an optimized look for people looking to find content for your conference. It's also optimized for providing sponsorship areas and sponsor branded pages. So the data collection itself uses either our abstracts module that you saw in part one with a couple of enhancements for scheduling things on a calendar. We can also let you import the data using our updated importing tools and then sending links out to speakers to upload materials on their own. So just to recap, you remember our submissions collections from part one. It's a fully customizable submission collection tool. It allows for file uploads. It allows for scientific characters, Greek characters, foreign characters, and we didn't cover it, but there's a lot of features in here to allow speakers to reopen their submissions for editing. Maybe you want to send things back to them after they didn't pass review. So there's more of an iterative process around the collections that we support. We've recently rolled out a data import module. So this is just starting to be rolled out now. I think about 15% of customers have it, and by the end of August, all customers will have it. Here you can import your data directly. And as you import your data, you'll see in real time what's wrong with the data in terms of if it doesn't pass validation towards the rules. Maybe you have character counts, maybe you have word counts. So the data can be corrected in line and then submitted. So this is a major, major update. Previously, imports were a little bit more trial and error. Doesn't work, update your file in Excel, upload it again. Here we give you this visual ability to correct data, which we feel is critical for the amount of volume of data that these conferences have. Once the data is in the system, whether it came from the speakers themselves through an abstracts process or a call for speakers process, or whether you've imported it, we then allow you to schedule it into rooms and time slots. So in OpenWater, you configure your days, your rooms, your time slots, and pre-virtual conference, these rooms were things like Grand Ballroom A or conference room baseball. You had these different terms depending on which city you were in. Oak meeting room, they might have been named on different trees. So you can submit your sessions into rooms and time slots, and in real time, the system will show you if there is some sort of conflict that's going on. The other piece that we have, which I'm not showing today, is the ability of grouping multiple abstracts into sessions. So perhaps you have a workflow where people are submitting abstracts. Those abstracts are then combined by topic chairs into sessions, and then those sessions are placed onto the schedule. So for years, the OpenWater Abstracts module has been used for conferences ranging from a couple of hundred sessions to a couple of thousand abstracts that are grouped within about 1,000 sessions and held across somewhere between 10 and 100 concurrent rooms at any given time. What we introduced is the idea of virtual rooms, and we'll talk about that momentarily. So now you can have a mix of these in-person rooms and virtual rooms, or just one or the other, all in one unified schedule. So as you're building out these rooms, you can choose if the room is a physical room, a physical and virtual room, meaning it's going to be streamed out in real time, or a pure virtual room. What's nice about this too is, in this era of COVID still not gone, you might have to change your mind. So by spending all of the time to schedule your meeting, you can quickly pivot from a physical room to a virtual room just with a few clicks. So the conference display for public users goes into a website that is searchable, filterable. People can mark their favorites, and it could break down by day, by time, so people can see what's going on, and they can join that session, whether it's virtual or if it's in person, they at least can browse that same schedule in advance through this unified public display. For the virtual conferences, by the act of choosing that a room is virtual, we also ask you whether that should be a webinar style room or a meeting style room. And behind the scenes, we will automatically configure and set up a Zoom room. So you can imagine if you have 50 sessions going on every hour, five blocks of sessions per day, that's 250 different Zoom meetings you would have to manage. What's nice about the OpenWater platform is just by choosing that it's a virtual room, it will do all of that behind the scenes. So remote attendees can join in just by clicking on the gallery, and they're able to enter their room. Because we integrate with all of those AMSs, we're able to see if they've registered for your meeting. And through the configuration, we're able to know if they're a speaker or an attendee. So there's quite a bit of automation we're able to do through the platform that would be really, really labor intensive without the platform. A couple of other modules we have that are helpful for a pure virtual environment. These are sponsor notifications. So we allow you to push notifications to people that are browsing the agenda, and then we can help you track to see how much engagement there was so you could report that to sponsors. We also have a mobile app. The mobile app is your branding. So this is, if you're ASAE, ASAE would have the ASAE app in the App Store. And all of the work you've done configuring items in OpenWater can be synced directly to the mobile app. So right here is just an example. This was the OpenWater user conference we held a couple of weeks ago. It was a fully virtual conference. All the information was configured inside the OpenWater public gallery, but in one click, that data was pushed to a mobile app, and people could also browse and join the sessions from the mobile app. So just want to cover again that OpenWater allows you to collect your data, organize your data, and then you have optionality on deciding on the experience. So we offer a full spectrum solution where we do have the virtual component with Zoom. We do have our own mobile app, which you can use, but we also believe in a modular approach. So if you're using, let's say, WebEx or you're using GoToMeeting, we're happy to push data to the tools of your choice. If you're using another mobile app like Core Apps or like Pathable or Event Pilot, we're partners with a lot of these organizations, and we're more than happy to push the data where it needs to go. Our vision for the long haul is to be your source of data collection and get that hard part out of the way. um, we know that the industry is moving very quickly, so we want to be agile and we want to work with the best tools that are available, while also providing a standard tool that could work for the masses. So today, that's OpenWater, that's Zoom, that's our mobile app, but we're more than happy to work with your AV partners throughout the conference or providing some of our own certified AV partners to help you. So with that in mind, we've made a lot of the content we've discovered completely free. So a year ago, the whole craze was about Zoom, and even for this year and the next 1 to 2 years, we believe Zoom is the best tool of choice. We've done all of that research and we've provided it for free. So you're able to take that with your AV partners, use our material, use it for your conference. Maybe it's a smaller conference. You don't yet have enough concurrent sessions to justify the automation. But if your organization does run a larger meeting, we want to be there as well with the tools you're familiar with, plus the automation we provide. As we enter this hybrid world, there's so much confusion about what to do. So, what we've done on our side is we've bought some 10 to 15 cameras. We've tried them out. We've tried out, large theater experiences. We've tried out uh, small committee meeting styles. And we've started to put together these step-by-step videos and walkthroughs of which camera to buy, which camera to rent, how to configure it in a room, depending on the kinds of sessions that you're holding. If it's lecture style, you need a certain kind of Mevo camera. If it's in-person committee meeting where people are joining remotely, but you have a lot of people in person, maybe it's an OWL camera. These are components that plug into OpenWater and into Zoom to run your meetings. They're not separate technologies. So we hope to do our part to share this with your organization, and we want to be a part of that journey. And for sure, we know that we're one of the best tools out there for collecting and organizing your data, doing your speaker collections, doing your abstracts management. So use that with us, and we hope that as you choose how your meeting is going to run, either use us to run your virtual side, use us for our mobile app, hire us to be on site and run your camera equipment, or bring on your existing team members and have them play the roles that they've playing with you for the last 25 years while using OpenWater for what we do best. So with that, I have a short demo. This is really just a demo of our website engine. Just kind of want to share with you a little bit about what we do offer if you do work with OpenWater. So here is that template I had shared with you. I had mentioned that you can push things to speakers if you require them to submit more information. So if that's the case, we provide alerts and kickouts to them. But instead of running a website that's custom to your organization's look, we suggest you just give us your banner. Maybe you give us a graphical header. And that way people know that this is your organization's conference website, but you have all of the tools and menus and such that have been battle tested across hundreds of conferences. The other thing we provide is, if you're using us for virtual conferences, is an in-app concierge. So right here is a widget. So this widget can be used to talk directly to a support professional if they're stuck during your conference. So just to browse the template again, we have areas for a welcome message, we have areas for registration, we have areas for sponsorship, and to talk through the headline of the agenda. If you go through our Can menu, this demo area is where you could preview our abstracts collection and our other data collection. So here's just an example of our speaker collection. Maybe you want speakers to submit bios, presentations, handouts, headshots. We can collect all of that. We'll hide that menu item as you get closer to the conference. And here you'll have a menu option for your sessions. So your sessions could be in person, they could be on demand, you can have a poster gallery, they could be live. So let's just take a look at a couple of these. So here is our live sessions. These are the virtual live stream through Zoom. You can see here I can see day by day, everything going on in a particular time slot. If I view the session, I can see maybe a welcome preview. And then here I see room opens at a certain time. Well, it's not that time yet, so the room's not yet open. But once the room is open, this button will change to either join as attendee or join as speaker. Clicking that will automatically bring them into the correct Zoom room with the correct permissions. We have spaces for handouts, we have spaces for other information, we can show who the speakers are, so forth. Here's an example of our poster gallery. Let's view a poster. So we can have a video poster, we can have a PDF poster, we can have information around the poster. We can have options here to click and chat with the poster presenter as well. Final thing I'll show is our online sponsor gallery. So here we have space. You can have one or more sponsors. You can click through. You can provide analytics to the sponsors on who clicked. And there's space here for handouts, guides, and once again, just like the posters, we have a sponsor chat option as well. So there's just a very, very quick preview. Event Cloud is pretty extensive depending on if you use us just for collection and collection virtual mobile app, or just mobile app. So I encourage you to talk with us for a more hands-on view, but at least I wanted to give you a quick flavor about what we do. All right, I'll pause again for questions, and I really want to thank you again for your time.